Hey, hope you can hear me. If the audio sounds bad, just let me know and we'll adjust it. Got a couple things today. This 64 HD kit for HDMI for the N64. See the mini HDMI right there? And it's got, cables and little things to solder. And let's see what else. Got one of these. One of these new Hall effect joysticks for N64. Just wanted to show what that kind of looks like for the install. It's not too bad. And then, if time permits, I've got one of these. Everybody remembers these from 20, 25 years ago. But here's one taken apart. And this one, I guess, had a battery leak. And it has messed up the board a little bit. It's been soaked in vinegar to get most of it off. But we'll see if we can put that back together and see if we have to repair traces. They can get this to work again. These are actually kind of expensive, like $20, $30. Last time I bought one of these, like 6 years ago. And let's see how bad this install is going to be. Might need a magnet for this one. Let's see. Maybe some tweezers. That'll work. And that's the last one on the bottom. Man, these things are stinkers. It might just stay in there till the bottom actually comes off. Yeah, it's just going to stay in there for the moment. That's okay. There's little tiny, tiny screws down in there. Need a very tiny screwdriver for that one. there's that. Put that off to the side. And let's get that screw out from the bottom. There we go. And gotta remember that the screw here goes on the right, and the one from the bottom goes on the left. And you have to remove every single screw. Last I recalled on these, so sorry, I might be kind of loud. I don't know if there's a way to force the focus, but just got this camera. It's a new to me Sony EV10. It's like ZV-E10 or something. There's little short screws on the heatsink. Kind of a whole variety of screws here. Have to focus. Got like 4 different kinds of screws on the inside of one of these things. And that's a million screws later. And I'm not sure why. It looks like somebody put anti-seize on here. A little strange. I don't know if that's factory. I doubt it. I think those black ones have to come off too. Yeah, what is with this anti-seize? It's all over this thing. My goodness. That's just, no, that's thermal paste of some sort. Man, that looks kind of nasty. Ugh. Well, everyone's favorite. Let's get a paper towel. I'll have to step away for that, I think. I'll be right back. It's not anti-seize, it's just really nasty thermal paste. Nasty. Man. It might be my fault. I'm gonna put that on there years ago because it's whatever I had laying around. That looks like it might be conductive, so I'm gonna wash my hands too. I'll be right back. We're back. Let's just keep taking this apart. I'll have to clean that a little more thoroughly, I suppose. And nope, one more. One more. My goodness. A little piece of metal like that. And then I think this comes off. Yep, sure does. Another piece of metal. And that comes off. Yep, it's just nasty thermal paste. And get more paper towels. Right. More paper towels. Pretty sure it's thermal paste that I just had laying around and should have just thrown it out. It's like the silvery. I'm pretty sure there's metal in there, and that can be a little dicey, but I don't buy that stuff, so it probably came free with something. I guess these are not adhered super great. Well, I guess not. Not that one at least. Just leave that on there for the moment. And I believe this just comes out. There you go. Set the case off to the side. And I guess we'll pick these off. These come off pretty easily. Come on. Twist it a little bit. No? Yes. Okay, there we go. Alright. And Gotta look on the manual to see which chip this all gets soldered to. Let's see. A little bit of stray thermal paste right there. And we can take that off too, I suppose. And let's see. Let's see. Just looking at a guide here just to be sure we're doing this to the right chip. Okay. I think I've got this figured out. Let's get to it. Ain't nothing to it just to do it. So, we've got this chip here called an RCP. You can kind of sort of see that there. Stands for Reality Coprocessor, apparently. And we got to solder this very thin cable to pin 6. We're just getting started. Welcome. This is we're doing HDMI mod for this one. The 64 HD kit. There you go. And we got to start this little tiny cable to these little bitty pins. Look at that. Alright. Let's see. Get the soldering iron out. Move some of this out the way. And go like that. And grab a power cord for that. Let's see. Power cord. I'm assuming the audio is okay? Let me know if the audio is any good. I just got this microphone and camera set up and all that. Um, Full HD. I mean, it'll output to full HD screens. This one's, I think, not quite as advanced as the one that came first. I think it was called the N64 Digital. Has a whole bunch more options. I don't remember if this one. I think it does do the deblurring because N64 by default has a blur filter that is kind of undesirable. I don't remember. It's been a while. I mean, I ordered this forever ago and it showed up, and between now and then, I kind of forgot. If you're curious, this is a caster. There you go. One of these you can get from AliExpress. I think you can get in probably under $80 for the station. Um, you know, a soldering pencil. Yeah, this thing's a little too zoomed in. Soldering pencil, and get yourself a couple tips. Like this is the K tip, and then this is just a pencil tip. Probably gonna go with the pencil tip this time because of how small this is. As much as I do not like pencil tips. And I'm going to go to the sink and wet the sponge for the soldering iron. I'll be back. Give me a moment. I do have GoldenEye. It's upstairs. So I'll have to go get it, but I can get that later. For right now, we have Gauntlet Legends. Great game to play with some friends. We've been playing that on the CRT for a little while. Yeah, S-Video is what I've got right now. This mod is non-destructive, meaning it will retain the multi-out. The multi-out will continue to work. I thought about RGB modding this and RGB modding a TV, and that's a lot of work that I don't really want to do. And if I want to bring this to a friend's place, HDMI is a much better equalizer for that. But it was a thought. My power supply, I know those things die. Mine currently works. We got it over here. These you got to be careful with, especially if you're importing consoles. You'll see it on here. You can see it right there. These are not multi-voltage. So if you buy one of these from Japan or bring one over there or get one from Europe and you're not in that place, you need to get a different power supply. Don't plug it in. You'll blow it up. Know a friend that did that once, a long time ago. So, let's see. This some of the finest soldering I think I've done. I think the next closest thing would be, I think, 0602 style components, which I can show one of those. I think I have one on my desk. Somewhere. Yeah. I believe these are 0602. So if we zoom all the way in, and this might actually be smaller. This is a roll of resistors. I think these are 22,000 ohms. And very, very small. So this will be a new challenge, I suppose. I think this might be worse than doing the S-Video and RGB enable mod for the SNES Junior, or the revised SNES, the one-chip one. You have to solder a wire over a connector into a chip, probably about like that. And that wasn't too bad, but it was kind of annoying because the cartridge connector was in the way. But let's see. I've got a roll of Kapton tape here, and my goodness, I might have to sit down for this one. Let's see, the chair. So let's see, what's the easiest way to work on this? Let's see. Probably just gonna move the camera. Oh, let's see if we can move the camera without tearing up the neighborhood. Oh, let's see. Are you sagging? Don't do that. Ooh, that might be better. That's much easier to work on. It's closer to the edge of the table, so I can sit down and look at it. You won't see it on the wide view, which I guess I can shrink that down, kind of get it out the way, since it's not going to be that useful anyway. But let's see. The heatsink out the way. And let's see. This thing has to go to pin 6. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, just bring it closer to the camera. See, pin 6. That's where that first pin has to go. And then apparently, does this zoom in anymore? No. That's okay. So, kind of helpful, they have these little white dots. You can kind of see, and that's every 5 pins we need to solder, starting that pin right there. Kind of bend that up slightly. Kind of give it an upward bend. I'll put the Kapton tape first. Cut a piece of that off. It's this weird amber colored tape. It's like heat resistant stuff. Great for soldering so you don't set the tape on fire. That Sony camera seems to be having a little bit of a tough time with the focus. That's okay. Okay. And we'll just put some tape on here. Kind of like that. Yeah, it's kind of copper. Well, when you get it off the roll, it's kind of yellow, but kind of an orangish color, I guess. Kind of brown, actually. Fun fact: if you check out Technology Connections video on the color brown, brown is dark orange. So there you go. little closer to the edge. Yeah, this one's gonna be tricky. Get that tape right on the edge. Plan? HDMI mod. That's the idea. I'd say it's probably one of the most tricky things I've ever tried to solder in my life. This tape is doing nothing. Well, we might just have to tack it down with some solder. Just turn the iron on and get some flux. Oh, this is pretty high on the difficulty level. Move it back so you can kind of see it. Put some flux on there. And then very carefully get some solder. And grab the pencil, which is very hot. And turn the temperature up. And make sure it's still on pin 6. Looks like it. A little bit of solder. Clean it off. A little bit more. And my goodness, that is quite difficult. And yep, you can still see it, so we're gonna struggle together. Yes, there's a solder bridge, we'll fix it. Okay. Alright. Now, turn this around. Maybe the other way. And we're gonna put plenty of flux on there, like the guide said. And solder it on. Oh, it has to go the other way, doesn't it? Yeah, it's like Operation, except it costs more than a game of Operation. One more on the end. Let's see, what does that look like? I mean, kind of messy. This thing, I don't know, I think it was like 80, something like that. More flux on there. Try different flux. I mean, you can convert analog to HDMI, but I mean, you've already lost the original signal at that point. If you start earlier in the processing chain, you can get a whole lot better quality out of it. So yeah, so you can. It's not going to look very good. Bring this a little closer. Goodness. Could try a different tip. I mean, this tip might not be absorbing as much solder as the other one. Let's see. Off. And grab some pliers and very carefully pull this out. And get the temperature up. And let's see. And put some flux back on there again. My goodness. Let's see. All right. Slowly but surely. Ooh, might have actually gotten it on there. Let's see. Just a little bit more over here. I have run out of flux. Flux it again. Well, I guess that is installed. There's some bridging. Let's see if it fix that. It's kind of hard to see. Focus. It's really hard to see. All right. I'm gonna take that off camera so I can look at it closer. Oh, one more. Let's see. All right, let's look at that one more time. Well, it was a bit of a struggle to get there, but I think that is right. I'm going to do some checks with a multimeter just to be sure. And put it on continuity. Okay, let's just see. Oh, that pin's good. Yeah, I guess all the pins are connected. Wow. And I'll just look at that a little closer. I think I've got a magnifier here. Make sure it's no bridges. I guess guess we can do like that. Then. Alright, let's see. I think I might go over that briefly one more time. Let's reflux this again. This is Kester 186, if you're curious. Kind of a bottle I bought like a decade ago from eBay, and it just lasted all this time. Oh, actually, that looks immediately a whole lot better. I guess we can bring, let's see how close this thing can focus. It might be a little bridge. It's at pin 7 or something. And there's not a great way to do this and film at the same time. Actually, there we go. Try that. Looks pretty okay. Still don't like pin like 3 through 6, but it does not look actually bridged. We'll call that good, I guess. Alright, and now, what do the directions say? Directions say... Oh. Let's see. I guess I'll share the directions if anyone wants to follow along with what's going on. There you go. I don't know if that shared right. It probably didn't. Ha! No, it did not. Alright, I'll try again. How do you raw paste in OBS? There you go. You can see the guidance that I'm working with. So now we need to solder 5 volts to the 5-volt pad. It's even labeled. How about that? So this little guy, I have pointing tool. The 5-volt leg of this, I'm gonna guess buck converter, maybe? No. Oh, what does the part number on it say? Based on what it says on it, probably a MOSFET. So just gotta go 1 to 2. So let's flux that part of the board right there and turn the meter off. Put the meter off to the side. Did it overheat? Oh my goodness. Well then, I don't know what the message says. It said, what did it, if anyone's watching it, I was looking away. Let me know if it said it was overheating. I turned it on again. No, no, don't do that. Let's see, that button. That's fine. And one more. Ah, there we go. Hopefully it's not overheating. That would be not super great. Zoom back in again. Alright. So, get some solder. Probably on this side of the tip. And turn this around. I'd say don't time out on me. No. No, come on, don't do that. Stop that. No, there we go. Man, that's slick. Can we grab it from the other side? I guess that works. I'm not a fan of that, but that appears to be what you do. Yep, that's what matches the picture. And then the last thing is, what's that, pin 14? Yep, pin 14 of this one. So let's get some wire. And it needs to go from there to there. Let's get our cutters. Okay. I believe this is 30 gauge Kynar. It's very, very thin wire. Call it wrapping wire. I don't know. I don't even remember where I bought this from. It probably came from China like 10 years ago. Alright, and then grab this and strip the ends off. Okay, and now we're going to flux that chip. And our 30 gauge wire. Put some solder on the tip. Clean the old stuff off, I suppose. And let's see, get the solder. You can't see it, but I might be able to bring it slightly into view. Not that important, it's just solder, guys. And probably not the best tip for this. I think we'll take the chisel tip back off, put the pencil on. Let's do that. This is a big old chip tip like this, and there's a size comparison. Yeah, too big. It's just one wire anyway. And grab the pencil again. And where's the pencil? There it is. And turn it back on. And it's warming up. Grab our wire. Oh, gotta turn the temperature up. It's in like standby mode. Get some solder. Yeah, that's pin 14. You can kind of see that on there. There you go. A lot easier to solder to this. And then this goes over to a pad on the flex cable. We're gonna, we'll leave the tape on there for now. But it's gonna go to the control pad right there. Put a little bit of flux on there. Going to get a little more solder. Tin the pad. Grab our wire. There you go. That's nice and easy. And what's next on the directions? Actually, they have later parts of the directions that say if you have a later board, versions 6 through 9, and this is 8. You can see it at the top there, NUS CPU08. You can't actually solder it there. There's a different spot to solder it to, apparently. So we will do that. So let's just take this back off. It's off, and then it goes to that pin. Interessante. Alright, I guess so. Put some flux right here. And burn the button. But this is very difficult to get in there. It needs to go in that far hole. Topmost hole of those 4. Goodness. I have to wonder if there's like conformal coating on that or something. Let's see. I'll probably just spray that off with some electronics cleaner real quick. Might be kind of loud. And then grab a piece of paper towel. That off a little bit. Let's see. Maybe a fiberglass brush. Like this. It's just a brush made of fiberglass. You don't want to get that, rub that against your skin at all. That'll hurt a lot. There might be a coating on there though that this can take off to allow the solder to stick. Well, it's certainly a lot shinier now. So that should definitely work. Alright. Take 2. Put some flux back on there. And is it in shot? Now it is. Oh, no, we're gonna have to try to do it the other way. Man, these pencil tips are awful. I need to get a, I don't even remember, it kind of looks like a little foot. I need to get one of those, or one of the bent tips. Those are a lot easier to work with. Maybe I just have to do it like this. Let's get more flux on there. Get the solder. There we go. We got a solder bridge to clean up. Now, I have to put the other tip back on. Let's just get this one soldered first. Let's see. Okay, it's soldered on, and we're going to swap the tip again back to the chisel. And get the last bit of that solder bridge out. More flux, it's cheap. Get the temperature up. There we go. That is nice and clean. I can get that closer and show it. So it's soldered to that fourth pad up there, and no solder bridges on the thing next to it. Not the prettiest looking thing, but it's what needs to be done. And let's see. Huh. They don't have anywhere in the directions what to do with this reset. Right there. Might be a way to reset the console with a button combination or something. Not sure. Might look into that later. But now, that's apparently all the hard part. So now... let's see. Set this aside for the moment. And we can zoom out a little bit. Get this little guy. Internal temp high. Allow it to cool. Fair enough. We'll give that a moment. Kind of a shame that that's the way it is, but I'll have to Google how to avoid that. We can just make this big for the moment. How about that? I don't know why it's all lopsided. I'll have to look into that too, I suppose. This little guy. It's the HDMI daughter board. The HDMI there, and then it's so blurry. Ribbon connector there. Come on, focus. And there's this little black plastic bit where you can set it in there. Kind of goes like that. Get this real close. Hello, focus. Come on. Need some text to get it to focus. Little screw holes there. 2 of them for screwing into this plastic bracket. Hold the little daughter board down. I'll just leave the camera off for the moment, because this isn't too detailed anyway. I need a small screwdriver. I guess these self-tap into the plastic, and that screwdriver is too small. Need something a little bigger. Oh, let's see. What do I have? Maybe this? It's like a self-tapper. And it just kind of looks like that. Focus. You can just see the 2 little screws right there. Yep, there's actually another chip. Presumably this is somewhere in the directions, I hope. This is the main box that actually does the conversion. You can kind of see that there. You can vaguely see that that is a Spartan. I'm gonna guess that would be classed as an FPGA. It's a Spartan 6. I don't know. With YouTube compression, it's probably not going to be so great. I'll show it again in a minute. This is the expensive part. The rest of this is trivial. Ribbon cables are a couple cents, and then this board doesn't have any components on it other than 2 connectors. So let's see. We'll turn the camera back on again. And we'll shrink this back down. Let's see if it'll cooperate again. Of course. Yes. Okay, and we're back. So now you can see it. Let's show that quickly. You can see Spartan 6. And I'm going to take a guess that that's probably some RAM. And then the configuration for the Spartan 6 is probably on one of these two, probably this 8-pin over here. It's probably the configuration information for this chip. And then some power regulation. And this other one over here is another type of flash chip as well. That might have the settings for whatever program is on here. So the program's on here, and then the settings might be on one of these chips. I'm gonna take a guess. I didn't design it, just taking some guesses. So then let's get the lower case, and they say that, what do they say? Is this in the lower case that they want it? Yeah, bottom N64 shell. Well, oh, like that. You can probably see that. Kind of sits like that. No cuts involved. Just fits like that. And then they want the bottom shield installed. Let's make sure you can see it. Zoom in a little bit, maybe. We're going to turn the soldering iron off. I think we're probably done with that. Maybe get that out the way. Put it somewhere else. Under the desk. Okay. And they want this just like that. And then put the mother... Well, I'm going to mute my microphone. I want to see if I can clean this off a bit. It's got flux all over it. It's kind of nasty. I think I'm going to check on that right there. That looks like a solder bridge, and I don't want to screw it up. So we're going to drag the soldering iron back out after drying this off because it's covered in that, which is flammable. So I'm going to turn the microphone off and use an electric, I don't know what you call this, duster. You can buy these on AliExpress and dry this off real quick. it is dried off. We're going to pull the soldering iron out one more time and tidy that up. Ugh, this flux is nasty. It's kind of sticky. Ugh. Alright, unfortunately we're going to put more flux on there to solve this problem. And let's hope this is quick to solve. There we go. Already solved. Let's see how that looks. Not bridged anymore. Alright. Back off you go. And back under the table you go. And we're going to spray that down one more time, because that is nasty. So I'll turn the microphone off because it's kind of annoying. Alright, and we're back. And now we're all good. This just goes right back in. And you can see there, I don't know if Mr. Logocast is still watching, that's how that fits. So you don't actually lose any functionality there. And they give you a different piece to go right here that holds both of these, I believe. I might have that handy. Yeah, it kind of looks like this. Has the cutout for your multi-out and then the cutout for the HDMI. It's just 3D printed. Unfortunately, it's not the color of the case, but it's on the back of the consoles, so I don't care too much. And I'll just hold on to the original one, set it aside somewhere. So after you stick it back in the case, so you want you to actually put that black cover on there. Oh, out of the way. Might be a little tricky to install. Kind of sits like that. I don't know if you could see that. There you go. There's the camera. Like that. There you go. And we're going to clean off some more of this nasty thermal paste again. Ugh. It's just rubbing alcohol, nothing crazy. 99%, not the stuff you buy usually at the drugstore. This is 99.9% pure. Anhydrous, meaning there is no water in this whatsoever. I don't know about in other countries, but this is not too expensive to get here. Even like Amazon sells this. They have their own house brand too. I can show you that. Amazon alcohol for technical use. How about that? clean paper towel and wipe that down one more time. Ugh, nasty. Doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it doesn't contaminate the electronics below it. And put some fresh stuff on there anyway. I mean, look at this stuff. It's nasty. Ugh. Battery exhaust. What do you mean? It's plugged in. Alright, well, I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab a external power brick. Be right back. And got a power brick. Let's see if that solves this problem. Well, plugging it in may be a bit difficult. I will get a 1-foot extension because this brick is too large. Right back. Okay. One more time. And we'll take the USB cable for the camera and plug it into the brick, which hopefully will provide more power than the computer is. And can we get it to come back on? That turned on. Hopefully it behaves. Learning new things with this camera. Never had it before. I guess we could pull off the yellow tape, the Kapton tape. That's kind of done now. Okay. My goodness. Alright, the top shield. And it just sits like that. And apparently, inside the heatsink, the little board goes. Like that. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. Yeah, there's no components on the bottom, so it's not going to short out against the heatsink. So this lifts up, that goes underneath. I guess we need to put the heat sinks on there. Forgot to do that. Let's not cook the console. Let's see. One. Actually, it might be better to screw them into the upper shield because they have to line with the screws and then kind of squish the whole thing down. I'll do that instead. Pretty sure that's these little bitty screws. Maybe not. That one, not quite right. Don't put that one in there. Well, try a different one. Try a different hole. Let's see. I think these are the right ones. I mean, there certainly are plenty of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's at least 6 of them. Goes in, but not all the way. Well, there is nothing shorter. Well, let's just keep going and see what how the other ones fit. This one's got short screws. Let's check the other heatsink. Maybe they're threaded differently or something. I don't know. Let's see. Put this one here. That's the same problem. It's the right thread pitch. Screw's too long. Oh, you know what? I'm foolish. There's another piece that goes here, isn't there? Take all this out. Right screws, there's just a piece missing. So the piece that's missing is the heatsink. Or the, like, really crappy heat spreader. I guess it's sufficient. I don't know. So it needs to go under that. Like that. Get a screw. Okay, that one's secured. And then the last heatsink is this little guy. And it sits right on the Rambus chip. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And it has little screws that go into it too. It kind of sits like that. I don't remember, but I think these are the right runs for that. Let's see. Yep, that's the right thread pitch. And one more. Okay, well, kind of a mess, but that's just touching the top of the chip. It's not going to hurt anything. This old thermal paste is just nasty. Battery exhausted. I wonder why it's doing that. It is plugged in. Well, I guess it's just going to stay off for a little bit. Sorry. So now that's all lined up, I'm going to put some more of these screws in around the border. I guess I'll make it a little bigger. Yeah, I don't know. Battery not charging fast enough. I'll have to research, is there a faster way to do it. So for now it's kind of potato quality at the moment. You can stare at Conaton though. There you go. Disdain for you. Was his plugged in though? Mine is plugged in. It's still running the battery out. There is a separate power port for this thing that's not USB-C. It didn't include the power cord for that. I wonder if you have to buy that. I'm gonna take this back off. I've got to put the thermal paste in there. Do that real quick. Whoop. Don't do that. Come on. No. Oh, there it is. It's right there. And these two black screws. And I don't know. I think I maybe should test this first before we put all this back together. That sounds like a good idea. Maybe we should do that. Let's see if we just kind of loosely put all this together. Test it. And then there's another cable here. I'm pretty sure it goes face up. Just check the directions real quick. Nope, goes face down. Face down you go. And then they really should have had you attach the flex cable before putting this in, but let's see if we can. Guess that's in. And very carefully. Oh, make sure it's straight. Close the connector. Kind of all you can see any of that. Kind of like that. Right there. We're going to plug the RAM in. The RAM goes in this way. And I'm going to steal the HDMI cable off the camera. And actually, we're not going to do that. I have everyone's treat especial. Mini HDMI. To the pleasure of no one. How about that? So that just plugs in right there. And I'm going to plug that into the capture card. And put a game in there. And we're going to shrink this down just a wee bit. And get the power cord. Plug that in. Let's just see if that works. Yeah. Well, no smoke, but also wrong video output. Or the capture card doesn't like changing video modes like that. One of many possibilities. Could be the RAM. Could be the cartridge. Okay, black screen's probably more normal. Turn this. Well, let's blow on the game cartridge. Hey, sausage boots. Try this one more time. Good day, sir. Nothing. Well, let's clean the cartridge. It's not particularly clean, but we'll see. Let me clean that off a little bit. Nothing. Well, this was known before. I don't think this one requires a game controller plugged in, but I can certainly do that. It should boot. Nothing. Well, I'm going to go upstairs and grab the old school cable and a couple more games and just try to narrow down where the problem is, and we'll go from there. Let's see what we can do now. Oh, almost lost the microphone. Sorry about that. Let's see. Try a different game. Nope. Hmm. Well, I'm going to put another monitor on the desk. Oh, there's sound coming in. Now, you can't hear it, but there's sound coming in, so something's up with the video. So I'm just going to plug that other TV in. Mine's number 8. NUS 08. I'm going to plug in another TV and just verify with the legacy video what this thing is doing. Because I believe console's not dead. The video output's dead. Which means something's not soldered right. Probably. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And let's see. Old legacy video cable. And plug that in. Everyone knows what this is. The standard video cable for these things. And plug the power in. Man, this desk is full. There's almost nowhere to plug anything in. Alright, and turn the other TV on. Let's see. Yeah, it indicates there's an AV signal. Yep. I don't know if I can briefly show that. So you can kind of see on the TV there's stuff on there. So yep, something's wrong with the soldering. You can't hear it, but the audio is coming through in OBS. Just I have the HDMI capture device muted. So we're going to turn this back off and recheck everything. Starting with the easiest things. How about the HDMI? We plugged it back. Turn it on. Nothing on the video, but the audio works. Okay. All right. Well, I'll sit back down and look at this. I'll even get the overhead camera to work again. Now it's been off for a while. And we'll swap the HDMI cable for that. Let's see. There you go. All right. I guess I'll run the HDMI from the console to the other TV. You won't be able to see it, but if it starts working, I will swap it back. Let's see. Get the TV set to the right channel. Okay. Alright, sit back down. Let's see, take a close look at this. Make sure all these little things are pushed in all the way. Yeah, I guess we'll check the other side too. Wouldn't it be nice if it was just a connector that's not all the way in? Let's see. Nope. Audio but no video. Okay. I'll just unplug the power. And the HDMI cable. And carefully pull this all apart. I guess we'll just set that like that. Pull the heatsink off. Gotta pull the top cover off. Should have tested it before putting any of the screws back in. Should probably also check if there's any troubleshooting for this. There is a menu on screen. Well, let's see if we can get to that. Like a menu for the board itself. Let's see. I put the RAM back on there. And the power. And the cartridge. And get the controller. Let's see. You won't be able to see it, but I'll tell you if it shows anything. Oh, I need to actually plug it in. Oops, sorry. Bumping the microphone. Plug it in. Turn it on. Um, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. The menu doesn't come up. Oh, let's Google it. See if they have a, hey, check this pin if you get no video. 64 HD. No video. Seems no one has ever troubleshot one of these. Well, I guess we'll just take a look at the board. Not much else I can do. Well, luckily I didn't put it all back together. But it went more together than it should have before testing. Take the RAM out. Well, let's just take this off. I'll have to very carefully look at this, figure out which one is not right. Man, it's already 9:30. Goodness. Oh, let's see. Let's see if we can pin this out just to find what is not connected. Uh, that is really difficult to test, isn't it? I guess we could test it end to end. My goodness, that's gonna be a chore. I mean, it's more or less straight through. I might tape it down. Let's see. Tape. Where's my roll of Kapton tape? Oh, there it is, right there. And the razor blade. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work for testing, but let's see. All right, check my phone. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. And back, okay. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if I can test it this way. Okay, that's that connector way over there. So number 2. That's connected. Man, this is difficult to see. And the microphone's in the way. Number 3. That's connected. And number 4. Ooh, might have found the problem. So it's that pin. But it's got no continuity to the pin on the chip. Just rubbing that against that. But if you push it onto the pin on the it's super hard to see, but if you push it onto the pin of the cable, it works. See, now it's working on the chip too. I think we're going to drag solder that one more time. See if that helps. No, not shorted. Open circuit. No connection. Now let's just see if we can get this going again. My goodness, this desk is getting complicated. Okay, and we're gonna just drag solder that one more time. We use different flux though. Use this stuff. Yeah, open circuit's no good. I don't think that zooms in any further, does it? Oh, a little bit it does. Oh, a whole lot it does. There you go. And then get some solder. Just running a lot of solder bridges here. It's hard to see. The lighting's incredibly bright here, but it's still not enough. That's how things go. Better now, maybe? I don't know. Well, that's no solder bridges, so maybe I'll just test it like this briefly. I'll take this off. Zoom out just a little bit. And grab some RAM. And the video board. And then this. I'll just set off to the side. And get the power supply. Let's see if that's any better. Oh, TV turned off. Let's turn the TV back on. Oh, need to plug it in. That'll do it. Still nothing. Well, I'm not even getting audio. That could be bad cartridge connection. Let's try reseating it. Still no audio. Well, nothing. Alright, hold on. There are test points on this board, and I didn't see documentation for it. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I'm going to take yet another close look at this. This might have to get shelved for another day, because I'm not sure. I mean, it looks right. All the pins are there. They're all soldered. There's no bridges. It's got 5 volts. I mean, pull the little daughter board out just in case. Nope, that's seated all the way. One more time. Reseat the RAM, maybe? Make sure the legacy video works too. Let's see, that's this one. And switch video inputs. Yep, that definitely works. But HDMI does not. Nothing. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. Where's my controller? Here it is. Hmm. I think we may have to shelve this for the day. I'll have to look at this off stream or something. Figure out why this doesn't work. I don't know, maybe I damaged the ribbon cable or something, but I mean, it looks like it's all there together. Yes, I know you're gonna beep. Stop that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we could set it aside and show one of the other things I wanted to do today. We'll just put this off to the side. Just kind of set that in there like that. So we'll just put this off somewhere else safe. And one of the other things I wanted to show today was this thing. This Chinese company called 8-Bit Do has come out with a joystick for the original controllers that converts it over to Hall effect. Kind of close to GameCube style. I'm not a competitive gamer, but I put one of these in another controller and it seemed to work okay. These are like $20, and it should permanently resolve the I don't know, what do you call it, lazy stick problem. Let me just get the controller and show what that's like. Everyone's ever played one of these consoles knows what I'm talking about. Or the joystick's all loose like that. Super annoying to play. So I'm just going to show how that's all installed real quick. And I'll probably cut it off for tonight. We'll have to revisit this another day, huh? Screwdriver might be a little too... Nope, that's the right size. It's not so much stick drift, it's more like you have to manhandle the stick to get it to go the way you want. It takes a lot more force, and I don't know, range of motion, I guess, gets reduced, probably. I don't know, it's bad. I mean, if you try to play some games for a couple hours on one of these that has a bad stick, kind of even with a good stick, yeah, your thumb's going to hurt a lot. A lot of the aftermarket sticks you could put in here have historically been pretty bad. Either range of motion's wrong, like it's not the weird, what is that, hexagon or octagon shape of the original stick, or, you know, poor quality, falls apart again. But these guys seem to have figured it out. There's a company they've partnered with, I believe, called, let me look at my phone. It's called... it's called Gulikit, Gulikit. Some Chinese company, I think. You can buy directly on AliExpress from them. They have come up with a Hall effect joystick replacement for Joy-Cons and the Switch Lite that, according to them, very permanently resolves the drift on that. Also, for some reason, it indicates my mic is peaking sometimes. I'm going to put my monitoring headphones on just to see what that's about. I don't want to blow your ears out if that's what's going on. Alright, I can hear myself now. Oh, there's two more screws. There's two little ones in there. Hard to see, but yeah. Yeah, so this company, 8-Bit Do, partnered with this Gulikit company to build this stick. So I guess it uses their technology in this. There's some scratching sometimes. I don't know if that's a reception problem. This is a wireless set. Alright, and that just comes off. And then this is what we're going to remove, the joystick assembly. It's just 3 screws, and this the Z button needs to come off and get set off to the side. And let's see. Alright, and this gets unplugged, this little blue connector, with much difficulty. And that's that. And put the little button back. This is L. And then you get your new joystick. And cut the tape on there a little bit. I have an actual razor blade, don't I? How about one of the knickknacks they give you with very expensive Asus boards? Oh, well. To figure out a way to keep that cooler, I guess. I don't know. So they give you in the box a little screwdriver if you don't have any of your own. I did use this one on the first one I put in, and it worked fine. And in a little bag they give you the actual unit. You can kind of see that's probably a little closer to a GameCube style. Here's a comparison. Focus. So you can see it's nice and returns to the middle easily, not like this thing where it's just kind of all over the place. It's the same connector. It is a drop-in replacement. So this company 8-Bit Dough, this new stick is part of a mod kit, I guess, where you can replace the entire board inside the controller to turn it into Bluetooth, so it'll work with stuff like Switch Online, PC, stuff like that. I didn't much care for that. It's not what I needed. I have other controllers for those types of things. But they sell the joystick just by itself, and it works with the original handheld. And it just goes in exactly the same way the other one came out. And let's see if we can restart the camera. Man, that thing does get hot. Come on. Alright, yep. And then the Z button just kind of goes, clips right in there. Kind of like that. And then the green wire, I believe, goes on the right. It only fits in one way. Like that. And I'll just put it back together. Actually, let's see. Two tiny screws inside the expansion slot. I'll find the other small one sometime. It's somewhere on the desk. Oh no, it's in there still. Let's screw that in. My goodness, there's a lot of screws for this thing. Is that 9? 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 screws? Goodness. At least it's screwed together, unlike, what was it, the Stadia controller? My goodness. I think Gamers Nexus tore that one a good one for being glued together and no non-destructive way to take it apart. This controller is nasty, needs to be cleaned, but there you go. Not loosey-goosey. It does have a click. You can probably hear that. Doesn't do anything if you're using the original board in here, but I imagine if you buy their Bluetooth replacement board that deletes the cord, you could probably map this to something, the click on the analog stick. So, but yeah, I use this. We played some Gauntlet Legends the other day with some buddies, and it worked pretty good. And your thumb's not screaming after about 10 minutes of use, so that's the important part. And at $20, it's less than the cost of an entire aftermarket controller. Like, I don't have it down here, but like Retro Fighters, I think Retro Fighters one's like $30, $35 for a wired one. This is $20. You can just fix the controllers you already have. There's ways to take these things apart and rebuild them. This stick kind of has a half moon thing that kind of moves back and forth inside of a bowl in there, and what happens is that bowl actually wears out. It's plastic, and that's what all this dust is in there. It's the dust from that bowl wearing out. And you can see it has lots of up and down movement right there. People have come up with ways either to replace the bowl inside of here or put like epoxy in there and like stick a marble in there to keep that bowl shape and get it back to the correct height so you can fix these two. That's a lot of work. I really don't want to do that. This is $20. That's a better use of my time for now. But I'll hold on to this just in case. I'm not going to do it tonight because I kind of want to go eat dinner and do other things tonight. But I'll just show it one more time. Everyone knows what these are. Roll packs for the 64. This one works. It just takes 2 AAAs. It's got Amazon rechargeable batteries in it right now. This one works. This one over here that I've got taken apart, it's a imported one. I believe you read that Shindo Paku vibration pack. This one, there was a battery in it that leaked and did bad things. So the battery terminal is broken off. I have it somewhere on the desk. I'll hunt it down in just a minute, and it goes right there. But you could see, like, man, this board's got some trouble. See all those green splotches? I don't think it's supposed to be like that. Um, yeah, this is after being soaked in vinegar for a while to get rid of the corrosion. This might need some traces rerun. You can see, I mean, it even took the Nintendo lettering off the battery acid. I don't know the story behind this. This might be my fault. I don't remember. I imported this. I didn't buy this when it was new. It came from Japan, clearly. So not sure whose fault that is. But yeah, it's kind of funny. It has for use in Japan right there. I think you read that Nihon Koku Nai Seiyo for use inside Japan. I don't know. It's exactly the same as this one. I bet you it even has the same board in there. But gotta love the Nintendo screws. Everyone knows about these too. That's not Phillips. You need a special screwdriver. I showed it earlier in the video, but it looks kind of like that. Come on, focus. It's like this weird. It's not external torques, but that's kind of the closest thing you can compare that to. It's called. People call it Gamebit. It's a Nintendo only thing. It's goofy as hell. And of course, there's it can't be that simple. It's got to be two different sizes. This is for consoles. Smaller ones for games, like portable games and stuff. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Oh, we could just tear it apart real quick. I'm not going to fix it right now, but let's just see what this one looks like on the inside. This North American one. Zoom that back in. And take the batteries out. And yep, this one uses the smaller one. That's if you wonder what the inside of one of these looks like. There's a little motor that spins around. You can see this board's a whole lot cleaner. Look at that. There's that one. Compared to this thing. Nasty. Nasty, nasty. The markings on this, well, a lot of them are gone. Yeah, it is. It actually is slightly different. The copyright date on this one is really hard to read. Oh, it's 1997 as well. The chip, that 16-pin chip that's proprietary to Nintendo, is a little different. This is probably going to need a ton of rework now that I know what a working one looks like. So this might get junked. Maybe, I don't know. It's just a mess. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I bought this so long ago, I don't remember if this thing ever worked, or if it was this screwed up from the beginning. I mean, even the connectors are totally different. Look at that. I guess it's the other side, huh? Here. It's clean, just all the gold coating or whatever that is. It's gone. So anyway, I'm just going to put the working one back together because I don't need to break it. These are expensive. It just kind of goes better like that. Just hinges at the bottom. Those two little tabs. What's interesting is this Japanese one. Is it still on there? One of these I was playing with the other day still had the plastic on it for the logo. I was really surprised. I mean, that's, you know, a 25-year-old piece of peel that no one ever peeled. Yeah, that's okay. Make it a little bigger. We're going to end the stream shortly anyway. Got a lot of mess to clean up, and I gotta go probably talk to a buddy. I'm gonna have someone else take a second look at that install that I did just to make sure, because I don't know, I mean, that looks correct, what I've done there, but something's not right, so I'll put the batteries back in. I will say be careful. It seems to be a recurring theme. Duracell, regular Duracells, do not keep them past 10 years at all. They seem to have a bad habit of leaking. I mean, all batteries are going to do that eventually, but Duracells are pretty prompt about doing that. And yeah, just if you're going to use them, don't leave them in things. When you're done with them, pull them out and put them away immediately. If they leak in a cardboard box, that's not just a big deal, but leaking on here, that's kind of an expensive mistake. Wherever it is, there it is. Yeah. And I guess, how do you say it? Owari ni shitai to omoimasu. I think it's time to end the stream. Thank you everybody for coming. I don't know how many people are still watching, but I appreciate anyone who spent some time here with me today. Not the most exciting thing, but I will do a follow-up later. Hopefully this thing starts working, because it'd be really frustrating if I spent all that money and this thing doesn't work. I've waited probably half a decade to get something like this. The old one, you can look it up, I think it's called the N64 Digital. Was like twice as much and extremely low production run. I could never get it. I sat and watched it for years, and finally someone made an alternative to it that does a similar thing. You know, pulls the video signal directly out of the reality coprocessor and processes it so it's not, you know, processing a you know, a heavily blurred or anti-aliased image. It can actually get the raw image, do however much processing you want to it, and then send it to your display. And yeah, that's about it. I don't know about this this RoboPack. This thing might be toast. I'll poke at it later and see what's up with that. Anywho, have a good night, everybody.